Hey, all right, just getting things going here. This is a little different tonight. So I'm on my business page or my fan page, whatever you want to call it. It's Jennifer Rupinian, Divinely Inspired Life. And I'm going to really start going on this page for angel card things, for readings, for reveals, for all kinds of stuff. So let me just make sure that I can actually try to share this to my personal page for right now because, let's see, I think I'm going to put on a little mood music too. I'm thinking that I need some music in my life. So we're going to go ahead and do that in a second here. I don't want to make it too loud. Okay. All right. Because you know, when you're doing this, you gotta have fun. All right. We want good vibes, high vibes only around here. I've had enough of like some of the people trying to bring us down, some of the naysayers, trying to darken our light, baby. Ain't gonna happen. All right, let me see. See if I can share this to my personal page. Hold on. Gonna do it in a second. Here we go. Hold on. Where's my regular page? Nope, share to my timeline. So hold on. Okay, so let's see. I think this is gonna work now. Okay. Now I have to take my eyes off the screen because if I see myself, it's gonna be like, it's just kind of freaky when you're like looking at the other computer and you see like yourself going live here and then over there. It's like, ooh, that's freaky. All right, so clearly I definitely need to get a ring light. So I'm gonna do that. I actually have one upstairs. I just haven't used it yet. So I need to get that out because it's just too dark. So, and I have a light on over there. I don't know. I think that's, hey there. How you doing? Hold on now. Where's my card? I already shuffled and I already picked them. So let me, I could not stand, like, this is Sade, okay? Anyone who's 80s like me knows that I could not stand this music when I was in high school. Now I think it's pretty hot. So hold on. All right. She's groovy. I like her stuff. All right. So hey, everybody. Hey, April girl, what's up? What's going on? Oh my gosh, my Facebook page has been crazy. it's like Lyme disease group nuts. So again, thanks to all my, say like my Patriots Cup nickel, to everyone who gave some support there, even though like I just laugh that stuff off now. Honestly, if it was like 20 years ago, maybe even 30, I probably would have taken that wicked to heart. Like I probably would have been like, oh my God, like that would have like, you know how like women tend to analyze stuff and like just hash it out and just be all upset over it. Now that would have driven me nuts. But now, see, I laugh because I don't have to, like, I don't have time for people who just are, I don't have time for, first of all, being offended about stuff, just somebody being themselves and just talking about stuff that's, you know, on their own personal business. And although, is Facebook really personal business, or do you make your personal business public? But that was a, you have to admit that was a damn fine post, ladies. That was a damn fine post. But I don't know. I just don't take that stuff to heart anymore. And I just tell people who, like, thanks for your opinion, but I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. And I can definitely find other groups to go hang out in. So, oh well, too bad. All right, so this is, let me do this, these cards for tonight. All right, I'm going to start from the left-hand side, number one. So These are the Angels of Abundance cards. This is getting to be my new favorite. I really love these. You know why? Because if you're asking a question, you're wondering, these are pretty direct. Some of my other cards are not as direct. So you have to kind of like get the meaning out of it and kind of really apply. This is almost like, here's your answer right here. Here's what to do. So Sade seems loud to me right now. Does she seem loud to you? I'm gonna turn her down a little bit. Although I'm gonna, do a little groove in. Like shake off any negative energy, any stuff, any low vibes. Shake it off. Let it roll off. All right, so let me start with number 1 to the left. All right, this is it. It's no more complaining. No more complaining. Hey, Lindy, what's up, girlfriend? No more complaining. All right, so I think I've said this before, so I'll say this again. If you have chosen this one, then it's, kind of about raising your own vibration, okay? Because complaining is a negative affirmation. We've seen people make positive affirmations, and although a lot of people laugh at them and say that's crap and that's woo-woo fluffy stuff, I honestly think they're helpful. I mean, the key is, not only do you say affirmations, but you have to do things behind them. You can't just say, I am this, I am that, like I am wealthy, or I am in the best of health, or whatever, and then continue to do stuff that is the opposite of that, like take action that will actually keep you in the same position you've been in. So, because then your body's not going to believe it. Your subconscious, your mind's not going to believe you. So, but if you keep saying them over and over again and taking action, eventually it does kind of program your subconscious, because whatever you believe about yourself, it's way deep. And so it takes a lot of reprogramming to get it to, for you to automatically kind of step into that belief about yourself or about what you can achieve or accomplish. All right. So complaining is kind of like the same thing in a negative way, but you have to admit, if you're saying something positive, like some affirmation, or you're just speaking in a positive way, doesn't it seem like things in your day become easier? Like if you are driving along and someone cuts you off in traffic, and you can either choose one of two things. You can get super pissed off and start screaming and swearing and F-bombs, or you can kind of just chill, turn the radio up, and just kind of like laugh it off. And then, so what's going to happen? Like, think about what happens from there. So if you are pissed off, which is kind of like the same thing as complaining, then doesn't it seem like after that, just more crap seems to happen? Like you're more late for work, or like you go somewhere and you have to wait in a long line, or something else pisses you off, where if you're kind of speaking positively, then it seems like, it just goes smoother. Like, and you almost bring other more positive people and situations to you. Just, it's interesting how this works. Okay. I wish I understood this like 20 years ago. I wish I understood this a long time ago. But now, or maybe not so much understood it. Maybe I probably understood it, but didn't put it into practice. Because I would always call like really like yucky situations to myself, my thoughts, my words, and my actions. Okay. I won't even go there. But so really, by complaining, all you're doing is making negative affirmations. So when you're giving away your power to either someone or something else, like if you get pissed off about the weather, like here in New England, it's freezing cold, and there was a big snowstorm, and we got flooded here. You saw my post that we got actually blocked away from our house because the roads to the beach were closed for a while. So we had to go sit in like a restaurant for a while. And at first, like, I lost my shit. I was scared. I was crying. I was like, we're never going to get back. And I was upset. And it just seemed like it didn't help me. It didn't help me to get that. It just was almost like bringing more anxiety and stress, and made the situation seem worse and worse. And every time we drove 1 inch down the street, it seemed scarier and scarier. But then finally, as I was just kind of like, had to think it through in my own head and correct myself eventually. And then we got to this restaurant. It was actually kind of fun. We got to sit in there. It was open, thank God. So we got to sit in there. There was nobody in there except maybe a couple of other people. They were super nice. And we get to have good food and just kind of hang out and watch the snowfall. So, it's just all about how you look at it. So try something. If you tend to complain and you're like, that you do that, go ahead and just try doing like a complaining fast. Like take 1 hour and don't complain. Try that. Just try it. And then once you do it that way, once you get your hour under your belt, then do 2, then do 3, then do 4, and just keep going and see how long you can go without complaining. And if you need some help with that, I always say if you need help, get a buddy, get an accountability partner to try to help you to really start speaking more positively and just really not stressing so much over stuff, and get them to help you out with that. Okay, so that's no more complaining. That's number 1. All right, number 2. Obstacles and blocks are lifted. Isn't that cool? See? That just gives you such a good answer, right? So I'm guessing that if you're on, well, first of all, if you're on here, number 1, or looking at this and choosing a card, you are doing some sort of spiritual or personal development work. Yes, I mean, you're probably interested in this, which means you're going in that direction, which means you, once, like I said about the affirmations, once you do this personal development work, once you do this spiritual work, you will find that you will start to shift. I can't tell you when it's going to happen. I can't tell you how it's going to happen. It's not going to be like this lightning bolt from heaven that's going to like come down and be this enlightening moment. For some people it might be, but most of the time it's almost like this subtle shift in the way you think, in the way you carry yourself, in the way that you're acting, and the way you're behaving. It's interesting. So so basically, as you're doing this work, your blocks are lifted away. Because a lot of times what's blocking us is right here. Imagined, or, from the past. Like you're living, through the lens of the past. So hanging on to pain or situations or beliefs or something that doesn't serve you, that is blocking you from moving forward. And so you might find that you're actually starting to get through obstacles easier now that you've done some personal work, and that's no coincidence. It's so true. That's what's going to happen. Just like the thing I told you about with the person who attacked me about my personal page and threw me out of this group that I was really, really active and supportive in. Okay. That would have been an obstacle for me. Like I said in the beginning of this video, long ago, that would have been an obstacle. I would have second guessed myself. I would have questioned myself. I would have, probably shrunk myself back, or, really changed the way I spoke, changed my own interests, and changed my beliefs a little, or not really changed my beliefs, but pretended to, or, really went along with the crowd just to kind of stay out of conflict, or stay out of, being seen as weird or different. Now I don't give a crap, and I like being weird, okay? So now, and that's because, why do I feel that way now? Why does it just roll off me and I laugh and I say, thank you so much, and bless and release? Is because I did so much work, so much work. I mean, and that'll never be done. I'll always be doing that kind of work. And it's just something that I love to do, and it's just always just needs to be done. So if you're experiencing progress right now, and you're feeling it, and you're feeling yourself moving forward, and whether it be with your projects or your life, or just the way you're thinking, and what, how you feel every single day, like I said, that's no coincidence. That's a result of things are being lifted because you're doing the work. So stay centered this whole time. Make sure as you're doing this, you're focused and centered. Okay, as things are becoming clearer to you, as you're able to really navigate your way and start to, see things more clearly and step into your power, to stay centered and focused and stay grateful. That's just the one thing that I'll tell people, whether it's my team, my clients, whoever, is gratitude is the key. Gratitude is number 1, because when you're grateful, your vibration already gets raised up. Even if things aren't the way you want right now, even if there are still obstacles that haven't been lifted, be grateful for what is, and be grateful for every lesson. I can look back and just say, oh, well, 20 years ago, whatever, this would have tripped me up. But I'm grateful for all those lessons. Okay, I'm grateful for all those things, all those obstacles, all those conflicts, all the situations. I'm really grateful they were my teachers. They're my lessons. Some hard ones, but definitely lessons that led me to where I am right now. So stay focused, stay the course, and really stay grateful so that abundance keeps flowing to you. I promise you it will. Okay, so that was number 2. That was obstacles and blocks are lifted. Right, so this is number 3. Ask for your needs to be met. Ask for your needs to be met. So this is 2 things to me. Okay, so if you chose this one, then you need to do some asking that maybe you're holding back. And asking for your needs to be met can be two things. Number one is, God or whatever higher power you believe in, and the angels absolutely love to help you. And they're there 24/7, 365, all year round. They're always there. But we are given the gift of free will here on earth. So they are there, they're around you, they're waiting, they want to help you and they'll guide you, but they want you to ask them to do it. They want you to ask them for help. So make sure you're doing that. So if you're stuck and you're trying to connect to your own higher power, to your own intuition, to your own divine guidance, the first step is to just ask. And there's no right way to do it. There's no right or wrong is what I mean. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just talk. You can talk like I am right now. You can say a formal prayer. Whatever speaks to you, you can write it out in a journal. They don't care. They can hear you and understand you and listening wherever. You can think it, you can say it, you can write it. They're there and they've got this. So, and it just is any way that you want to. So ask for your needs to be met. Even if it's something that's a material need. So don't be afraid don't hold back and say, oh, I don't want to ask for anything material. I don't want to seem selfish, or I don't want to seem like, shallow or petty. The angels do not judge you. They don't judge, they don't criticize, they don't think that way. They're only loving, that's it. And so it doesn't always mean that we manifest the things that we ask for, because they're going to do what is in our highest good. So they're going to lead us and guide us to the place that is for our highest good. So that may mean what we ask for may not happen in the time frame we want, because it's divine timing, and we have to be okay with not knowing that. It might mean that we don't manifest the relationship or the whatever it is, like a house or a car, or like or a job, whatever it is you're asking for. You may not manifest the one that you're thinking of at the time. It may be something else or someone else, or just trust the divine wisdom. Trust that when you ask, that they know what they're doing. Because when you're asking to co-create with them. The universe moves for you and manifests everything that you want in your life if you let it and if you ask. But it's a co-creation. You have to do your part and the universe does its part. So, but it's always in divine timing. Trust that they know what they're doing, and trust that it's always in your highest good. So if you're frustrated, like I always say, people who ask me a lot about say relationships. Okay, I've had that happen before where people are asking about a certain person. Jen, am I going to be with this certain person? And, or this person is out of my life right now. Are they going to come back? And I always say that, everything is in divine timing and divine wisdom. So trust that, because when you're asking for someone to come into your life or come back to your life, then you're telling the universe and God that you're not trusting that they know what they're doing. That person is not in your space or in your life in that respect right now for some reason. There's some reason for that. Be it you have growth work to do, they have growth work to do, or it's not in anyone's highest good to be in this relationship. So if we're doubting and we're stressing and we're asking over and over again about this one situation or relationship, then we're not co-creating anymore, because we're not trusting that God and the universe know what they're doing. So you just need to you can still ask. Like I said, there's no judgment. You can still ask, but just be open to the outcome. Be open to the signs. So I always say, trust that it's happening for the good of all right now, and continue to ask for guidance. Continue to ask for guidance in your relationship. Continue to ask to show you the path on how you can be your best self. So whether you're in that relationship or another, or maybe you just need to develop your relationship with yourself for a while, that you are showing up as your best self and you are developing yourself, so that when you're joyful and you're happy and you're in the best place you can be, then that's when you attract the highest vibe relationships. That's just how it works. So other thing is, ask for your needs to be met for your earth friends or your earth angels or your earth family or your earth relationships. So sometimes we also hesitate to ask for our needs to be met in relationships and in situations. Why? Because that usually indicates that there's some sort of self-worth needs to be strengthened, or we're not comfortable receiving. A lot of times we're comfortable giving. We're giving. When other people ask for their needs to be met, we give, and that seems okay. But then we feel weirded out when it comes to asking for our needs to be met. And what happens is we become resentful, burnt out, misunderstood, not seen, not heard, and not cared for. And that weighs us down emotionally and spiritually. And we continue to attract confirmation of all of that when we're in that downward spiral of just feeling taken advantage of, feeling burnt out, feeling like you're not getting your needs met. Then that frustration ends up being that negative affirmation, almost like complaining, but silently. And it ends up just coming back to us again and again and again until we're clear about what we want and we communicate that. And it doesn't mean we have to be mean or, rude about it. We can communicate these things, especially in a relationship, communicate what you need, but with grace and respect, but always be clear about what you need. And I guarantee you, your partner wants to know what you need and wants to help you get what you need. If it's a true like soulmate relationship and a healthy relationship, they want to meet your needs, just like you want to meet their needs. So be sure to ask and be clear about it so that you're nourished and taken care of. And when you're nourished and your cup is full, then you can take care of others and help them out too. Plus, or ask for help with things in your life. If you need to outsource some stuff, do it. You don't have to do this whole journey alone, right? This journey called life, we don't have to do it alone. And again, sometimes I think we tend to not want to bother anyone. We think we have to do it all alone. There are like maybe cultural or societal pressures or, almost like myths that especially like women, we should be doing it all and doing it perfectly. And, we should be at home with our kids doing homemade crafts while we're baking cupcakes from scratch, and then we're taking everybody to soccer and basketball, baseball, and plus we look really good. We're all dressed up and made up for when our husband comes home, like, all this other stuff, and like going and working out and looking perfect. And it's a lot of pressure. And not to say you don't want to have, high goals or, really have high standards, but you want to be sure, know that you don't have to do everything alone. Like so for example, and I'll say my mompreneurs out there, if you are building a business and you are at home and you have kids, then, maybe you hire a mother's helper for a few hours a week to help you out with the kids after school while you're, finishing up or working on your business. Maybe you hire somebody to come and clean your house once a week or every other week or whatever you need. Maybe you hire somebody to, make you a healthy meal a couple times a week or as much as you need, right? And we hesitate to spend that money on ourselves. We hesitate to up level certain things because we think, once again, it's not like we shouldn't be doing that. We should be doing it ourselves. And I say, well, if you have the means and the resources, and sometimes you don't need to be a millionaire to do these things. There are ways to get, help in your life for really either inexpensive ways or bartering or all sorts of solutions, just thinking out of the box. Ask for what you need. Ask, and you'll never know what you'll get. So have somebody help you out. Feel free to ask for help, and you'll be surprised. People love to help. So it's a gift. You're giving them a gift of letting them help you. And then when, like I said, your cup is full, then you can therefore, better share your gifts with everyone else in your life. So that makes sense? All right. Phew. That's it. I need to take another sip of water. My throat is still scratchy. Anyone else out there dealing with this like 2 or 3 week cold? Oh my gosh. So crazy. A couple of my kids have had lingering coughs. We're talking since before Christmas. It's so crazy. All right, so let's review the cards. Number 1 was no more complaining. Number 2 was obstacles and blocks are lifted. And number 3 was ask for your needs to be met. So there you go. So if I was looking at these 3 cards as a 3-card reading, now I'll go and just say a couple of things about this. If I was doing this as a 3-card reading for someone, I would tend to think this is about relationships. So for those of you who didn't know which one to pick or picked more than one or kind of are thinking about relationships, I would say this is a great little reading for you. So it's just, really affirming what you do want and not speaking of what you don't want in your relationship, okay? Then doing the personal development work on yourself so that obstacles and blocks are lifted in your relationship. Why? Because when your vibration is lifted, when you're being the best version of yourself, it's amazing how things and other people transform around you. And if they're not, then you know that maybe perhaps there's more foundational issues there, that maybe they're not the best match for you, but that's that's a whole other live stream. So, but really, continuing your personal work, you will see obstacles and blocks lifted from this relationship. And number 3, ask for your needs to be met. So that's what you need to do. Clear out all the stuff in your own head that tells you that you're not worthy to receive, that you can't ask, that, you know, maybe you don't know what it is you want in a relationship or who you're being. So doing the personal development work will help you get there and get all that stuff out, all of your past stuff, and then you can really ask for what you want and make it clear, like I said, with grace and respect. So yeah, I would say this is a fabulous relationship card reading for a 3-card reading. All right, so thank you everyone who was on here. I so appreciate you coming, and just have an amazing, amazing night. Come back again. I'll be doing this tomorrow night, and I think I'm going to start doing this from my business page and then sharing it out to my personal page, just to try to like really bring the card readings and bring that service to my business page where people can connect with me and they can get further readings if they want. They can get private readings. I'm also what I'm going to start doing. So, you know, thank you for all the loves and the hearts and the likes and any shares. I appreciate as well, because to sort of like build a community of people who really need to hear this kind of, you know, these kind of messages, who need to hear from their angels, who need to develop their own sense of intuition. I love to spread that love around. So, shares are good. And eventually what I'm going to do is start asking, when the audience builds up, start asking for people to give me their names and then pull a 1-card reading for you live after the 3-card. So for example, I could say right now, who would like a 1-card reading tomorrow? And then I'll take a certain amount of names. I can only do so many. And then the next night, you know, you come on live and I will do like that 1-card reading for you. Does that make sense? So I've seen someone else do it and I thought it looked really fun and cool. So I'm going to start doing that too, but I want to build us up a little bit. So definitely, you know, share it out and come tomorrow and hang out with me. So me and Sade are going to go now. So you have an amazing night, many blessings. And by the way, women, I have a coffee chat coming up on Friday in my Divinely Inspired Goddess group. So if you're not in there, get on in there. I don't know the topic yet. I'm probably going to announce that tomorrow. And also, if you go to my site, jenrapinion.com, you can put your name and email in, and you can get a daily Archangel message. I send that in email first thing in the morning. So that's cool stuff. All right, well, thank you guys so much again. I appreciate you being here. Love and support, and have an amazing night. Take care.